Hey, what's up, fellow geeks and nerds? Welcome back to another Nerd Informants film review. Our reviews are presented by Branson's IMAX Entertainment Complex. Big food, big fun, and big shopping await you and your family. Our reviews are also supported by Ozarks Marketing Group, LLC, and the Sign Man in Hollister. I'm a nerd, and you guessed it, I'm Josh Grisham.
I'm a nerd, too. My name's Ice Cube.
You and me, after class, fist fight.
I'm gonna beat you up. I'm Ice Cube.
I'm afraid of him. No, we don't have to fight, do we? Okay. Fist Fight, director Richie Keene, ladies and gentlemen, and this was an incredible off-the-wall comedy. The scene was the Elite Cinema 3 at Branson's IMAX Entertainment Complex, starring Ice Cube, Charlie Day, Tracy Morgan, Jillian Bell, and Christina Hendricks. When one school teacher gets the other fired, he's challenged to an after-school fist fight. It's the smackdown of epic proportions. With this comedy, Mr. Church, what worked for you?
Charlie Day and Ice Cube.
They hated each other, but there was chemistry.
Who would have thought? Seriously.
Yes.
You took two totally different people.
Polar opposites.
On opposite ends of the spectrum and put them in the same movie. Genius move.
And it just brought it all back. He did a skit with Jimmy Fallon where he was supposed to say nice things mean-like, and it was just funny as all heck. He's got great presence, but these two, man, they made the entire movie work. You didn't really need anybody else except those two guys.
And I did actually notice that. I mean, there's a very small cast in this movie. I mean, there's lots of extras for the students because this does take place in a school, but for the main part, the main cast group was relatively small.
And obviously for you, I'm just going to give you the floor. You have got a big welcome back to issue. Go ahead.
Sir, it gives me a great pleasure and honor to welcome you back to the screen. Mr. Tracy Morgan, we have missed you.
We have missed you a lot. Big ovation. Comedian Tracy Morgan. Man, it's great to see him back, but doing well, healed up, funny as ever.
He is wonderful. I love Tracy Morgan. Of course, being the young guy I am, my first introduction to Tracy was, of course, in 30 Rock. I mean, of course, he was in SNL beforehand, and that's his real strike to fame. But it really means a lot to someone such as myself to see him up and about. I was devastated after his car crash, we were all very worried about him for a very long time. So welcome back, Tracy. You did a wonderful job in this movie, and the Nerd Informants love you, baby.
And man, too, you made a very good point that this film really took a simplistic concept, but somehow managed to pull a movie out at 2 hours, and you were impressed by that.
Yeah, I mean, it's such a simple let's have a fist fight in the parking lot, okay?
After class, fist fight, you and me.
Yeah, Joe Somebody, Tim Allen, Patrick Wahlberg. Just going to say that's a concept that has been done, but this time it was even simpler. Let's have two teachers fight in the parking lot instead of two students. Who would have thought, let's make this into a movie, and it worked.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
It did. They stuck the landing. One highlight of the movie is, well, you'll know it when you see it, the father-daughter talent show featuring Big Sean. Nuff said.
Dirty. Awful. It's nasty.
Yeah, it's bad, but it's funny because it's well executed. A father just really loves his daughter. Let's just put it that way. What else you got?
Another highlight is Ice Cube goes crazy.
Yes, he does. And when he flips out, he really is at his comedic best. It's fun to watch.
He's got an axe in this movie. Watch out, Rick Grimes. Ice Cube has got a fire axe.
He does. And as a matter of fact, you also get a treat. You're going to know it. You're going to remember the line from the film Friday. That's all I'm going to say. And when it happens, you're going to really appreciate it. But man, I'm going to use the term when Charlie Day finally decides to sack up in this movie. That's when it really gets good, doesn't it?
It was a good moment for nerds everywhere. Because Charlie Day in this movie...
He's a nerd.
He's a nerd, without a doubt. He's one of us.
Yep, he's one of us, and it's good to see.
So it's nice to see a man stand up for what he believes in. He also has a really great beard.
He does have a good beard.
I'm going to make that another point. I love Charlie Day's beard. I said it. Get over it.
Can you tell the kind people why Dennis Haysbert was so important to you in this movie? And you didn't even really see it coming, did you?
No, I had no idea he was even in this movie. It's called, if you're going to put the unit and the Allstate guy in a movie. It's called Put That in Your Trailer. Come on, people. Seriously.
You're in good hands with Allstate. But I mean, there's a running joke that he does in the movie, which is great.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, it's nice to see him out there catching Halbert and not schlepping insurance, as Josh so eloquently worded it.
I used the term schlepping because that's what he was doing. Well, he does that in his real day-to-day. He wasn't schlepping in this movie. Okay, Jillian Bell.
Yeah.
We're switching gears here to the things that didn't work about this movie. Jillian Bell, for you, just really didn't do anything for you.
Yeah, this is really my first movie with her. I've seen her in small parts and other things. And, I mean, she was funny, but was it necessary? She wasn't funny with a purpose, and that was kind of disappointing.
Yeah. But also, too, this is like probably the major thing that you had an issue with this movie. You love you some Christina Hendricks. She's way, way talented, but what didn't you like about her being in this movie?
She wasn't hardly in this movie. The scenes she had were beautifully crafted and hilarious. I loved her in this movie. Of course, she's playing the stereotypical sexy teacher that everyone has a crush on, but secretly, she's probably a mass murderer, and probably you should lock your doors if you live in her neighborhood. And so she was hilarious, and we only got a few moments with her, which was pretty disappointed.
Underlying that as well, I will say this, and I think other reviewers out there would agree with Nerd Informants. Sadly, this movie really doesn't come together and get good until the final act. But once it gets there, it's really, really good. You just have to wait, or at least be able to stomach what you see up until that point, correct?
Yeah, stomach's the right word.
Yes, because there's going to be a lot of things that are going to make you go, oh my God, is this really, really happening? And I'm going to say this to you to close out this review for Tim and I. There are certainly better school comedies out there. I'm going to go ahead and say that to you.
Old school.
And the school life that is depicted is definitely not realistic. Or at least Nerd Informants sincerely hope that this is not a real portrait of current school life. If it is, we've got some serious problems we have to get adjusted to and take care of.
I've been out of the public school system now for just about 10 years. Josh, a little longer. But...
Hey.
Just a little longer, not
It's fine,
much.
it's fine. Go ahead, yeah.
But when I left, there wasn't these types of things happening. And I'm just going to throw it out there. There's a horse on meth in this movie. So, alone, that's a reason to go see this movie, is there's a horse on meth, and Ice Cube and Charlie Day fight each other.
There you go. Render a verdict on this one.
7 pocket protectors out of 10 is what I'm giving this movie.
I'm supporting my good buddy and Nerdum over here. I'm going to give it 7 pocket protectors out of 10. So you know what? It crosses the threshold of certified nerdification. But go in with trepidation and caution. Is that smart to say?
Yeah, and leave your kids at home. This is not a family-friendly comedy.
No, not a family-friendly comedy at all. So that alone says enough. It is at the Elite Cinema 3. It is Fist Fight. Friends, check it out for yourself and render your own verdict. You and me, after this review, Fist Fight. It's going down. Once we settle this, until we see you next time, friends, stay nerdy and out of parking lots.